Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Coming at you guys tonight, late night, with an emergency episode. As Raylen Wilson, the top 100 linebacker out of Tallahassee, Florida, has decommitted from Michigan. To be honest, I was not too surprised by this. Raylen Wilson committed back in December. Mike McDonald in that defensive scheme was still at Michigan, and now Mike McDonald back with the Baltimore Ravens. Some question marks about how he might fit in maybe are creeping into his mind, but he was also taking official visits to Florida and Georgia. And obviously, Georgia right now has been recruiting the best in the country, and if you are a linebacker that's one of the best in the country, you can't really blame them from to want to go to Georgia when you see how many good, talented linebackers Georgia has put out to the NFL the last couple of years. This one obviously stings in what is starting to become a little bit of a concerningly weak class from Michigan. And this was supposed to be a class that was going to be relatively exciting, coming off one of the best wins that Michigan's had in the last 2 decades, upsetting Ohio State at home, winning the Big Ten title, making their first college football appearance. It seemed like this 2023 class should have been special, and it still has plenty of time to be special. Michigan's in the running for plenty of top 50 guys, but this one obviously hurts for a couple of reasons. One, Raylen Wilson is that modern linebacker that you want on your football team. He's a guy that is built 6'2", 215 pounds. He looks rock solid for a kid who's a junior in high school going into his senior year. But he's also a guy that if you're a top 100 guy from the state of Florida, helping kind of bring some guys from Florida up to Michigan would be massive. We're already seeing that with someone like Arch Manning, who is reaching out to all the high school recruits, trying to get them to go to Texas. Having those marquee recruits from those states help bring those guys in. You see it in Tennessee. I mean, Michigan has kind of becoming a pipeline from some of the best talent in Tennessee to come up to Michigan. This could have been kind of a good connection that Michigan had in Florida. It's not out of the possibility that he still comes to Michigan. I think he just wants to decommit and kind of consider some other options. He obviously has some really, really good offers. Georgia, Florida, I believe Penn State has offered him and is high on his list. Some really, really good football programs. But there's got to be starting some concerning nature to how strong this Michigan 2023 class is going to be. You take a look at what it's looking like right now, and there's not a player, according to 24/7, that's a top 200 recruit. I mean, it's just some guys you're really, really excited about. Cole Cabana runs a legit 4.40, really, really fast. But there's not really that marquee guy. Think of J.J. McCarthy in the 2021 class, who was able to kind of network, if you will, and get some really, really talented guys to come to Michigan. There's not that star guy in our recruiting class in 2023 that's going to be able to make this happen yet. Now, again, we've been talking about this is very, very early. 3 days ago, Northwestern had the best class in the country just because they had enough recruits. Now, I'm not too concerned with it right now. There is still plenty of time for Michigan to kind of build a 2023 class, but you have to be a little concerned about just the lack of star power that you have within this program. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Again, not concerned. We're not panicking right now. But Raylen Wilson was a guy that was our top recruit in the class so far. He is not here anymore. Hopefully he can swing him back over, but Michigan really has to get on the road and start hitting the recruiting trail hard to kind of save this 2023 class. That'll do it for our emergency breaking news episode. We appreciate you guys checking us out. If you do like the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Talk to y'all later.